Chapter 1. Defeat of Dashrath. King Dashrath of Ayodhya faces a crushing defeat at the hands of Raavan in a trade battle. The once powerful kingdom of Ayodhya is humiliated. Morale is low. On the same day, Queen Kaushalya gives birth to Ram, Dashrath's eldest son. Dashrath, bitter from defeat, views Ram's birth as inauspicious, blaming him for his misfortunes. Ram's life begins under the shadow of his father's resentment. Chapter 2. Ram's childhood. Ram grows up disciplined but isolated due to his father's coldness. Despite being a prince, he is treated harshly, especially compared to his brothers. Lakshman, his loyal brother, becomes his closest companion and protector. Ram's strong sense of duty and righteousness begins to show early. The societal decline in Ayodhya deepens, with crime and corruption spreading. Chapter 3. The burden of rules. Ram becomes known for his strict adherence to law and Dharma. He starts questioning moral dilemmas, especially when rules clash with compassion. His relationship with Dashrath remains strained, but Ram earns respect from teachers and peers. The kingdom's financial woes continue due to Raavan's dominance over trade routes. Ram's identity as the scion of a fallen dynasty shapes his inner conflicts. Chapter 4. Sage. Vishwamitra's arrival. Sage. Vishwamitra arrives in Ayodhya, seeking Ram and Lakshman for a mission. He recognizes greatness in Ram and wants to guide him. Vishwamitra requests Dashrath's permission to take the princes to protect his ashram from demons, Asuras. Dashrath agrees reluctantly, secretly hoping Ram doesn't return. Ram and Lakshman leave Ayodhya, marking the start of their true journey. Chapter 5. The Forest Trials. Ram and Lakshman train under Vishwamitra, learning advanced warfare and philosophy. They encounter and defeat the demoness Tadaka, showcasing Ram's skill and restraint. Vishwamitra imparts the importance of balance between law and humanity. Ram's reputation as a warrior begins to spread beyond Ayodhya. The brothers grow wiser, both in combat and in understanding Dharma. Chapter 6. Arrival in Mithila. Ram and Lakshman accompany Vishwamitra to the kingdom of Mithila. Mithila stands out as a prosperous, just and well-governed land despite the chaos elsewhere. King Janak of Mithila is introduced, Aishadiyat, a philosopher king known for his wisdom and progressive rule. Ram is deeply impressed by Mithila's adherence to fairness and law. Hints of a key meeting to come. Sita, Janak's adopted daughter, is mentioned. Chapter 7. Meeting. Sitaram and Sita meet for the first time during a public gathering in Mithila. Both feel an immediate connection, built on mutual respect for law, duty, and justice. Sita is portrayed as strong-willed, intelligent, and an equal to Ram in her ideals. Their conversation reveals shared philosophies but also subtle differences in interpretation of Dharma. The foundation of their relationship, one of partnership and intellectual equals, is laid. Chapter 8. The Swayamvar announcement. Janak announces Sita's Swayamvar. Only a man who can string the mighty bow of Lord Shiva will win her hand. The bow is a symbol of strength and divine approval. Princes from across Bharat arrive in Mithila, eager to attempt the challenge. Ram remains calm and contemplative, while Lakshman expresses open disdain for arrogant competitors. Tension builds as everyone awaits the day of the contest. Chapter 9. The day of the Swayamvar. By one, mighty warriors fail to even lift Shiva's bow. Raavan himself arrives, confident and imposing, to attempt the challenge. Raavan lifts the bow but is stopped by Sita's firm rejection. She refuses to marry a tyrant. Raavan leaves humiliated but vengeful, swearing to remember this insult. Vishwamitra signals Ram to step forward, setting the stage for destiny. Chapter 10. Ram strings the bow, steps forward with humility and reverence, not arrogance. He effortlessly strings the bow of Shiva, but it snaps under the tension, echoing like thunder. The court erupts in celebration. Ram wins Sita's hand. Sita accepts Ram with grace and pride, recognizing him as her equal in spirit and values. King Janak praises Ram's balance of strength and humility. Chapter 11. The grand wedding ceremonies take place, uniting Ram and Sita. Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan also marry daughters from Janak's family, strengthening alliances. Despite the joy, Ram remains mindful of Ayodhya's troubles awaiting his return. Dashrath does not attend the wedding, signaling ongoing tensions. Vishwamitra hints that greater challenges lie ahead for Ram and Sita. Chapter 12. Return to Ayodhya. Ram, Sita, and the royal entourage journey back to Ayodhya. Citizens welcome Sita warmly. Was she ready? Hopeful that she will bring fortune and stability. Dashrath's reception of Ram remains cold, but he shows political approval of the marriage. Ram begins to shoulder more administrative responsibilities, guided by Sita's counsel. Whispers of Raavan's brewing vengeance reach Ayodhya, hinting at future conflicts. Chapter 13. Palace intrigues. Manthara, Kaikeyi's maid, manipulates Queen Kaikeyi into securing the throne for her son, Bharat. Kaikeyi demands 2 boons from Dashrath: exile Ram for 14 years and crown Bharat as king. Dashrath is devastated but bound by his word. Guilt consumes him. Ram accepts the exile calmly, seeing it as his duty to uphold Dharma and promises. Sita insists on accompanying Ram, as does Lakshman, showcasing loyalty and unity. Chapter 14. The exile begins. Ram, Sita, and Lakshman leave Ayodhya dressed in simple clothes, cheered by citizens who mourn their departure. Bharat, upon learning of the conspiracy, is furious and refuses to accept the throne. Bharat visits Ram in the forest, begging him to return, but Ram refuses, bound by his principles. Bharat takes Ram's sandals as a symbol and rules Ayodhya as Ram's regent, placing the sandals on the throne. Chapter 15. Life in the forest. The trio settles into forest life, moving between hermitages and building alliances with local tribes. Ram gains respect among sages and common folk for his fairness and protection against raiders. The region of Panchavati becomes their primary residence. The threat of Raavan begins to loom as his sister, Shurpanakha, enters the picture. Chapter 16. Shurpanakha's humiliation. Shurpanakha approaches Ram with romantic advances, but he rejects her respectfully. Enraged, she attacks Sita, prompting Lakshman to defend her by mutilating Shurpanakha's nose. Shurpanakha flees, vowing revenge and seeking Raavan's help. This event triggers Raavan's decision to target Ram and Sita personally. Chapter 17. Raavan's plot. Raavan, furious at his sister's humiliation, devises a plan to abduct Sita. He enlists Marich, who transforms into a golden deer, to lure Ram and Lakshman away. Sita, enchanted by the deer, asks Ram to capture it. Ram follows the deer, leaving Lakshman to guard Sita. Chapter 18. The abduction of Sita as planned. Marich cries out, imitating Ram's voice, tricking Sita into sending Lakshman after him. With both brothers gone, Raavan arrives disguised as a sage. He reveals his true identity and kidnaps Sita in his flying chariot, Pushpak Viman. Jatayu, the noble vulture, tries to stop Raavan but is mortally wounded. Chapter 19. The aftermath. Ram and Lakshman return to find Sita missing. They discover the dying Jatayu, who informs them of Raavan's deed before passing away. Ram is consumed by grief but quickly focuses on rescuing Sita. The brothers vow to bring Raavan to justice, marking the beginning of their war path. Chapter 20. Alliance with Hanuman and Sugriv. Ram and Lakshman meet Hanuman, a devoted warrior and minister to Sugriv, the exiled monkey king. Ram helps Sugriv reclaim his throne from his brother Bali. In gratitude, Sugriv pledges his army to aid Ram in the quest to rescue Sita. Hanuman becomes Ram's closest ally and emissary. Chapter 20. Hanuman's journey to Lanka. Hanuman leaps across the ocean to reach Lanka, Raavan's fortified island kingdom. He finds Sita imprisoned in Ashokvatika, still steadfast and unbroken. Hanuman gives Sita Ram's ring as a token of hope. After warning Raavan, Hanuman burns parts of Lanka before returning to Ram with news. Chapter 22. Preparing for war, Ram commands the construction of a bridge, Ram Setu, across the ocean to reach Lanka. The Vanara army, inspired by Ram's leadership, begins the march toward battle. Raavan, despite warnings from his advisors and brother Vibhishan, refuses to release Sita. Vibhishan defects to Ram's side, offering crucial intelligence on Lanka's defenses. Chapter 23. The war begins. Ram's army crosses the bridge to Lanka and lays siege to the fortified city. Fierce battles erupt between the Vanaras and Raavan's Rakshasa forces. Lakshman faces off against Indrajit, Raavan's powerful son. Indrajit wounds Lakshman severely with a divine weapon. Hanuman saves Lakshman by bringing the Sanjivani herb from the Himalayas. Chapter 24. Duel with Kumbhakarna. Raavan unleashes his giant brother Kumbhakarna, a fearsome warrior. Kumbhakarna wreaks havoc on Ram's forces but expresses regret over Raavan's actions. After a titanic battle, Ram kills Kumbhakarna with sorrow, honoring his bravery. Chapter 25. Indrajit's fall. Lakshman, recovered, duels Indrajit again in a battle of strategy and skill. With Vibhishan's guidance, Lakshman kills Indrajit, breaking Raavan's spirit. Raavan mourns his son but refuses to surrender. Chapter 26. Ram versus Raavan. The final duel between Ram and Raavan begins. A clash of ideologies as much as weapons. Ram battles with precision and divine strength, while Raavan fights with rage and pride. Ram ultimately defeats Raavan, shooting a fatal arrow blessed by Lord Shiva. As he dies, Raavan regains clarity and acknowledges Ram's righteousness. Chapter 27. Sita's trial. Sita is rescued but faces public scrutiny due to her captivity in Lanka. Ram, bound by his role as king and symbol of Dharma, asks Sita to prove her purity through Agni Pariksha, trial by fire. Sita emerges unscathed, proving her honor and strength. Though victorious, Ram feels the burden of leadership outweigh personal happiness. Chapter 28. Return to Ayodhya. Ram, Sita and Lakshman return to Ayodhya after 14 years. Bharat joyfully restores the throne to Ram. Ram is crowned king, marking the beginning of his reign, known as Rama Rajya. Despite the celebrations, Ram remains conscious of the heavy responsibilities ahead. Chapter 29. Reflections and Legacy. Reflects on his journey, from a scorned prince to a revered leader. He acknowledges that upholding Dharma often demands personal sacrifices. The story closes with hints of future challenges, setting the stage for the next part of the Chandra series. Amish emphasizes that true greatness lies in choosing duty over desire.